If you hear a loud rumbling sound coming from under your car when you start it up, well, you may have been targeted by a thief. News 4's Will Polston explains what could have happened and how you can avoid becoming the next victim.
How many people think those that are breaking and entering into vehicles are just looking for what's inside the car, but that's far from the case.
Sometimes it's about what's underneath the vehicle, such as catalytic converters.
They cut them off to take them to a salvage yard for money.
It happens more often than you may think. Sergeant Robert Cole with Dothan Police says the department has seen 8 reported stolen converter cases in the last 2 months, from personal vehicles to things like church buses.
Typically, there's not somebody there all the time, and they will cut those off. They'll research and find a pattern and know when people aren't there.
While thieves may act quickly, they could be in for some serious time if caught.
Normal sentence for that is 1 to 10 years.
Sergeant Cole says you at home can take extra precautions to make sure your vehicle is safe as well.
If you have a fenced-in yard, park it inside the fence. That helps deter. Also, security cameras. That stuff helps us out tremendously. Not only in just the catalytic converters, but anything else that goes on in the neighborhood.
In Dothan, I'm Will Polston, your hometown news leader.
Alabama lawmakers passed bills in 2022 making stricter rules for buying and selling catalytic converters. Since then, Alabama has seen an overall decrease in converter thefts statewide.